Etched into the parched, sun-bleached deserts of southern Peru lies one of the world's most enigmatic masterpieces, an expansive canvas of ancient lines and symbols carved into the Earth's crust, stretching for miles across the Pampa Colorada, a high, arid plateau that seems, from the ground, desolate and featureless, but from above reveals something extraordinary. Hundreds of massive geoglyphs, straight lines, spirals, geometric shapes, and elaborate depictions of animals, plants, and humanoid figures, so vast they can only be fully appreciated from the sky, a perspective the Nazca people, who created them between 500 BCE and 500 CE, could never have had, at least not with the technology we associate with ancient pre-Columbian societies. And it is this contradiction, the ground-bound culture creating aerial artworks, that has fueled decades of fascination, controversy, and wildly differing theories, from the rigorously scientific to the dramatically speculative. Most infamously, the idea that the Nazca Lines were messages to extraterrestrial visitors, a claim first popularized in the 1960s by Erich von Däniken's best-selling book Chariots of the Gods, which proposed that the geoglyphs were created either by or for ancient astronauts, perhaps as landing strips or navigational markers visible only from their spacecraft. And while mainstream scholars reject such interpretations as pseudoscience, the lines remain profoundly mysterious, not only because of their sheer scale and precision, but because of the questions they raise about the intentions, capabilities, and cosmology of the Nazca civilization, which thrived in one of the harshest environments on Earth, an unforgiving desert that receives less than an inch of rain per year, yet somehow supported an advanced society that developed intricate aqueducts, complex textiles, pottery, and massive artistic endeavors without the use of the wheel, metal tools, or beasts of burden. And among their most ambitious achievements are these lines. Over 800 straight lines stretching up to 30 miles long, more than 300 geometric designs including triangles, trapezoids, and spirals, and around 70 biomorphic figures depicting stylized animals like hummingbirds, monkeys, spiders, whales, lizards, and even a curious humanoid figure with large eyes dubbed the astronaut, which has become a cornerstone for alien theorists despite lacking any actual connection to extraterrestrial imagery beyond the imagination. And yet the Nazca Lines do defy easy categorization, because how and why a pre-industrial society carved such enormous, mathematically precise figures into the desert floor without the benefit of aerial perspective remains one of archaeology's most captivating puzzles. Though modern research has offered a range of plausible evidence-based explanations, including the use of rudimentary surveying tools like ropes, stakes, and grids, as well as vantage points from nearby hills. Though the correlations are debated and remain inconclusive without a unified decoding framework, and here lies the enduring fascination of the Nazca Lines. Not that they are inexplicable, but that they sit at the edge of comprehension, inviting us to piece together meaning from fragmentary evidence, to consider how a society so different from our own conceived of art, landscape, divinity, and knowledge, and to confront the limits of our own interpretive frameworks, which often oscillate between rational deduction and imaginative projection, and in that space between understanding and wonder. The Nazca Lines continue to captivate, not as alien messages, but as human messages across time, etched into the earth by hands guided by belief, necessity, and vision. And whether we interpret them as giant calendars, ceremonial walkways, maps of sacred geography, or prayers to the gods of rain and sun, they remind us of the incredible ingenuity of ancient cultures who lived in harmony with extreme environments and left behind legacies that challenge the arrogance of modernity, daring us to look not outward to the stars for explanations, but inward to the depths of human creativity, spirituality, and resilience. And as satellites and drones continue to scan the Nazca Plains, uncovering new and previously unseen figures, like recently discovered feline and humanoid shapes hidden beneath layers of sediment or obscured by erosion, it becomes clear that the desert still holds secrets, and that the Nazca Lines are not a closed chapter, but a living document, still being read, still being written, and still reminding us that in the vast silence of the Peruvian desert, ancient voices still speak, not from other worlds, but from our own past, calling us to see the earth itself as a canvas of meaning, mystery, and enduring artistry.